but they don't belong in the newsroom.
This just in, scientists discovered that Canadian bacon is actually ordinary ham.
This made a lot of people very angry and has been widely regarded as a bad movie.
Miserable bloody Romans, no sense of humour.
With what Dr. Ashland just said, do you concur?
Don't talk to it, Mary. Don't encourage it.
We're just like Kevin Bacon.
The only thing that will redeem mankind is cooperation. I think we can all appreciate the relevance of that now.
Good evening. Welcome to the Hollywood Thumb, a short-form movie news podcast brought to you by the parent podcast, It's Just Two Movies. My name is Daniel King.
Hey, I'm Birdman.
And that's Birdman. Let's do the news. All right, Birdman. So, new Beverly Hills Cop movie, bringing back the original cast, including Judge Reinhold, John Ashton, Paul Reiser, and Bronson. Bronson Pinchot? Yeah, probably Bronson Pinchot.
How could you forget the most important name, though?
Well, everybody knows it's Eddie Murphy.
Right. What about the other important name?
Which one?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt is tied to the project.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in this?
Yeah. Supposed to be, yeah.
I don't know how I missed that while reading about this, but I'm excited to see Judge Reinhold back in a thing.
You know, the first Beverly Hills Cop movie, maybe the first two, I really enjoy.
Yeah.
It's kind of nostalgic,
they're good.
I think.
Well, it's like Eddie Murphy got to the height of his comedy, and it's kind of the reason he stopped doing stand-up was because he was like, I'm not using the quote correctly, but he was quoted saying something to the effect of, because I could just go up there and like list off my grocery list and people would laugh. And it stopped being fun.
I can see that.
Because he just was killing it so hard.
But dude, some of that old Eddie Murphy comedy, I used to have the CD.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I would just listen to his comedy.
The digital video
disc? No, not the digital.
The digital audio disc?
No, the compact disc.
Oh,
just the compact
with
disc.
With a Q?
What do you think? How do you feel about that, the new Beverly Hills Cop? I mean...
I will watch it. Yeah. I will watch it when people were like, oh my God, Eddie Murphy's back in a movie. And they did that, what was it, Coming Back to America? Mm-hmm. Is that what it was called? And it just bombed. Did really bad. It did so bad, I didn't want to watch it because I didn't want it to tarnish my feelings about Eddie Murphy and Coming to America. Yeah. So I am excited to watch this though. See if it, maybe it turned a corner.
We'll see.
You know what I mean? Or maybe doing things that include entertainment take practice.
Right.
So who knows? That film does not yet have a release date, but is in production and will be available on Netflix.
What's next?
So this is hardly news, but or should I say this is Hardy news? But I do think this is interesting. Tom Hardy used his real name, Edward Hardy, to sign up for an open jiu-jitsu tournament in the UK. He signed up as the male gi Blue Master 3, I guess age 41 plus division, and wound up taking the gold. So that is the highest ranked blue belt division, which is a step down from the highest belt that you can have. So that's a bit of fun. Tom Hardy was just like, you know what? I feel like beating somebody's ass.
That's different.
It is different.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I haven't ever been like, wow, did I just turn on HBO boxing and Tom Cruise is in the ring? In the featherweight division or whatever? Right. Just like, oh, you know what, I'll fight it, man. I don't care. But
you think he put on a fake mustache, Tom Hardy?
He was like, well, he's a little gray now. Yeah. Like without, Hollywood movie magic. He's a little on the gray side. So he's got a beard. Yeah. He's like just a bearded Tom Hardy.
Jiu-jitsu's always interested me. I've kind of always wanted to do it, but never, I don't know.
I don't want cauliflower. If I knew a dude who was really into jiu-jitsu and he's like, let me show you some shit, I'd be down for that. Or if he's like, hey, I got a big mat at my place, why don't you come over, I'll teach you a few things. Sure.
Not like tournament. I wouldn't ever fight per se.
Okay.
But just learning some of the moves of jiu-jitsu. I've always thought that's kind of cool.
Like a good hip throw.
Yeah.
A good hip throw is good, yeah.
Right.
I love a good hip throw. Like even in movies, it's cool.
Right.
But that's a bit of fun. Old Tom Hardy, he's
a cheeky boy.
He's a cheeky boy. He's a very cheeky boy. Netflix is releasing a ton of shit in October, and I do mean a ton of shit. But by a ton of shit, I also mean, like, here's an old movie you might want to watch kind of stuff.
Is it shit?
Not exactly. There's some original stuff in there, and I was perusing through the list of originals. I wrote down a couple that looked interesting to me.
Okay.
Some of them are documentaries, some of them are films, some of them are, I think at least one or two of them are actually even animated. But these are the ones that I thought were interesting. Togo, Island of the Sea Wolves, Wild Croc Territory, Exception, The Stranger, Descendant, The Chalk Line, Guillermo del Toro's Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities. Old GDT always trips me up. Hellhole, Robbing Mussolini, Earthstorm, All Quiet on the Western Front, Wendell and Wild, and some other documentaries I thought looked kind of cool. There's a lot of family stuff on this list, and I'm not going to touch over everything on it. Their release schedule for October it's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of it doesn't appeal to me personally. But those are some of the things that I was like, whoa, like looking into the list, I was like, that looks cool.
The Stranger, that's a new film with Joel Edgerton, so that's exciting.
I like Joel Edgerton.
Love Joel Edgerton.
Yeah. I wonder if he's a good guy or bad guy.
It says two men meet on a plane and strike up a conversation that turns into friendship. For Henry Teague, worn down by a lifetime of physical labor and crime, this is a dream come true. Not quite sure what that means, but okay. Yeah, I really like Joel Edgerton. Also has Sean Harris in it.
Ooh, I love Sean Harris. Do I? Let me look at him. I'm going to Google him, actually.
I think most known for his
swoopy haircut and the fact that he sort of looks like a chubbier Jack Sparrow. Is that it?
Mission Impossible. I think he was in a couple Mission Impossible films.
Anyways. This is a different Sean Harris. This is Sean Harris, the author.
Oh, okay.
Who wrote The First Cat in Space Ate Pizza. And Have You Ever Seen a Flower? This is a very different man.
This is a very different man.
Than the one you're talking about.
All Quiet on the Western Front. Was
that
one of the
cool.
movies?
That looks cool. I think All Quiet on the Western Front is an older film. It is definitely a book, and it is going to be an adaptation of the book.
Okay, yeah, it came out in the 30s. At least one of the films did.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 1930. I think I had to watch this in school at some point.
It has really good review, like so far.
It's like a what are they called? A cornerstone of cinema, I believe.
Okay.
I watched it once. It was a really long time ago, and I was probably more interested in drugs and poontang.
I mean, the new one has really good reviews.
Oh yeah, the new one looks really cool, man. I have not seen it yet, but it's got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes right now, which is crazy.
All right.
Followed up by a 78 on Metacritic, which is also
pretty good.
That's pretty fucking good for Meta.
Yeah.
Just a war drama. It's been a really long time since I watched a war drama that I was like, God damn, that's good.
Mm-hmm. What else you
got? Let's see. What else do I got? Oh, here we go. I Know You Love James Bond. Very nice. I Know You Love James Bond. Michael J. Wilson and Barbara Broccoli are trying to cast the next James Bond.
Oh, shit.
There's a lot of fan casting for old Idris Elba.
He's too old.
A lot of it. You think so? I think it'd be a good Bond.
He's too old.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do Black Bond. They should, because who gives a shit? It's a man that just changes every couple of years, and then all of a sudden it's a totally different man.
If you want to do Black Bond,
who would you get?
Probably
shit, John David Washington.
I was thinking Michael B. Jordan, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I do like Michael B. Jordan. I hear that. What's that Rocky movie he's in? Where it's like he's like, I'm doing a Rocky. What's it called? Creed. Yeah, it's supposed to be really good. Yeah. I've never seen it. It's been on my been on my watch list forever, and I'm like, one day I'm gonna get to that motherfucker.
Who was the one? Who'd you suggest? John David Washington.
John David Washington. Yeah.
I still need to watch Black Klansman.
That's where I originally was like, this guy's awesome. It was Black Klansman. Yeah, it's a fucking great movie. Maybe we'll do it on we might do it on our parent podcast at some point. It's just 2 movies. I'll plug it whenever I can. It's just. Look, just don't even worry about it. It's just 2 movies. You got time for that.
You have time for it.
Yeah.
So new Bond. They want so I guess they're looking for a 10-year commitment.
Yeah, look up Google while you're right there. They are looking for a 10-year commitment, and there's a lot of actors out there that are like, I don't know. Like, it was really hard to get Daniel Craig to do it, and you can even kind of tell in the second to last movie where he's just like, he has kind of a constant expression on his face of, I hate this.
What is? Do you think that's like 4 or 5 films in 10 years?
As many as they can pump out if it's good casting.
Every 2 years.
If the first one turns out good, what they'll do is they'll give him a little bit of time with the first one, and if the first one is well received, they'll pump out 4 more back to back.
It's got to be somebody young. It's got to be somebody in.
You think so? If you need somebody for 10 years, they've got to be
younger.
38.
Yeah. 30s, upper 30s.
Yeah, upper 30s.
Yeah. Tom Hardy, he's a cheeky little boy.
I'm just saying I'm available, you know? Barbara Broccoli, looking at you.
Come on, Broccoli,
I'm
baby.
available. Has Bond, who would cast a fat Bond? Would you even be so bold?
Well, what'd you want me to look up?
I like my martinis wet. a picture of Idris Elba as 007. Because the fan casting shit for it's great. Like, he looks like a James Bond.
I'm not.
But he's
disagreeing.
Even him, he's been like, I don't know, I don't see myself doing James Bond. Like, I don't see anything that I could do turning out on screen like, oh yeah, that's the character of James Bond.
We'll find out soon enough.
10 years is a really long time.
It's a long time
to commit to a role.
Moving along. Michael
J. Wilson and Barbara Broccoli. That's the thing I already read.
You already said that.
New Pinhead appears, played by Jamie Clayton, appears in the most recent trailer that dropped for the new Hellraiser reboot, debuting on Hulu on October 7th. What do you think about that? Did you check it out in preparation for this?
Nope.
Didn't have time?
I did not have time.
I apologize. Do you care about Hellraiser at all?
Not really.
Are you even familiar with what it is?
Not at all.
Okay, so in the OG, I'll give you a quick explanation. We'll watch the trailer because it's very brief. And then we'll come back and get your thoughts on it. Not that I'm padding for time, I just genuinely am curious because this comes out in like 2 weeks and I'm really looking forward to it because I can watch it for free.
Okay.
Well, not for free. Technically, you pay for the streaming service. So in the original Pinhead movie, what happens is this guy is like, he's cheating on his wife, long story short. He finds this fucking puzzle box. He loves puzzles. He opens it. And these fucking hell demons are like, yeah, do fucking weird shit and then come to hell with us because we're horny and weird. And that's the movie. And it is disturbing. Like, it's disturbing because it's like pornographical in nature, but also this really like much more heavy-handed horror element to it. Like, it's like make the hair on the back of your neck kind of stand up, but there's no jump scares. You know what I'm saying? It's got a good foreboding tone in it, and it's like it just feels icky.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what goes on. So I'm going to show you the trailer real quick. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. What did you think of the trailer for Hellraiser?
It looked pretty fucking wild.
It looks pretty fucking wild, right?
Yeah.
So I like... I shouldn't even say I like, but I like films that can accomplish... just genuinely making me feel very uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable, yeah.
Like how, Hitchcock said that you should torture your audience as much as possible.
Okay.
And
what a sick piece of
for
shit.
A horror, for a horror, oriented situation, I find that to be very much the case. Although character building is still necessary. That's not just like, don't just take that one direction. There's more things at play that go into making a great film.
Yeah.
But I think it looks great. There were a lot of people that are like, oh, Ariel's a black girl and fucking Hellraiser's a woman. What the fuck? I don't care. Like, I don't care.
People are stupid.
Yeah, people are stupid.
So is this like a remake or is it a new...
So it is a reimagining of an older film that is based on a book.
Okay.
The book, I believe, is the...
Oh, Clive Barker.
Clive Barker. Yeah.
Why do I know that name?
The Hellbound Heart.
I just bought a... Not this, but not that book.
You bought a Clive Barker book?
I did.
Yeah, which one?
Damn it. Sorry, I'm going to have to look it up.
No, that's okay. Debbie Does Dallas.
That's the one. How'd you know? Weave World.
What?
Weave World.
Weave World?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it's called.
Is it like just a how-to on macrame, or?
How'd you know?
It's just a lucky guess, if I'm being honest.
It's one of his highest rated books. I just came across it one day. And,
nice.
I buy a lot of used books.
Well, the Hellbound Heart, as far as books are concerned, was considered a revolution in horror itself. Like, when that book came out, everybody was like, holy fucking shit. This guy knows what terror is. Like, it's a new thing. It makes, not being ashamed, but it makes like fear of your own sexual desires like an actual hell-worthy offense type of thing. And he's able to bring that to life in a way that, especially at the time, was undone. You know what I mean?
Back then, yeah.
Yeah. So not even like it's that long ago, but to release something that bold, like right in the midst of satanic panic.
Right.
Wow. But, bold move. So, on to lighter news, Adam Sandler.
Hey!
Adam Sandler tapped for Performance of the Year at the Newport Beach Film Festival, where they sell all the cigarettes, for his work in Hustle, which dropped on Netflix back in June of 2022. What, did you happen to catch Hustle?
No, but Carrie has been wanting to watch it. I think we'll watch it soon.
It's good.
I hear it's good.
From the position of a guy who hates that kind of stuff, that's like very hand-fisted, like, yeah, but what about teamwork? We actually have to work as a team. You have to trust your training, and there's got to be several montages.
Well, it doesn't look like that type of movie, though. It looks a little more...
From the outside looking in, as like a guy who's like, I'm like, sports movies, they're all kind of the same. They're like, oh, but this guy was on cocaine while he was having problems with sports. Or this guy was drinking too much and fucking bitches, or whatever the thing was. This one is a little different, and it does have like some comedic undertones that I really appreciated.
Yeah.
I thought Sandler especially was great in it, and the guy that they got to play, the fucking, huge dude.
I think he's
actually a basketball player.
Yeah, at one point, or maybe still is. Yeah, no, I think we'll watch it soon, and...
I don't know that it would have made my list for Performance of the Year. But
right.
It's pretty good. I would recommend anybody check it out. If you're just looking for something you haven't seen, it's a pretty good, inspirational, feel good. If you love that kind of shit, this is right up your alley.
Right.
I do not. Just for my film taste, it's got nothing to do with anything else. I still watch them, obviously, because I watched this one. Really enjoyed it, though.
Cool.
Also, man, Sandler's done a ton for comedy and the film industry, so good for him. Props.
Yeah, I think he gets a lot of shit for his bad movies.
Which there are plenty.
There are plenty. I feel like it's just one of those things, because I read this recently. Most of the bad movies that he does they involve a beach, and like it's probably a way for him to be like, hey, I'm going to get a bunch of my friends together and we're going to go on kind of like a vacation and film a movie. That's
hilarious.
And that's what he does, I think.
And he still makes money while he does it.
And that's fucking cool,
They probably shoot a bunch of those in like 3 weeks, but he's there for he's there for like 8 months or whatever.
That's cool. I'm not going to watch all of his movies because I think a lot of them are dog shit. I think he was great in Uncut Gems.
You'd be right. Yeah, Uncut Gems is a little long in the tooth for me, and it was just his accent, and I wish I liked the impression that he was doing. It was like, and I like Adam Sandler, but that particular bit that he was doing the whole like nails not on a chalkboard for the whole thing, I'm like, every time he talks, I'm like wincing. I'm like, ugh, quit that. Just be regular Adam Sandler. Yeah. But I would have enjoyed it much more. And I plan to revisit it someday, and hopefully I've just gotten over whatever that is.
Okay.
But speaking of other notable actors, Mads Mikkelsen, upcoming Danish language film The Bastard. Mikkelsen plays a 17th century soldier who sets out on an impossible task to clear and cultivate the wild Jutland heath for the Danish crown. Can he do it? You think he'll do it?
I don't know what any of that means.
It's a Mads Mikkelsen movie. You want to watch it?
I'm fucking excited.
I'm in. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Fantastic Four picked up 2 new writers, the duo of Jeff Kaplan and Ian Springer. Excuse me. What the fuck am I saying? I'm sure you're wondering what else they've been involved in, but the team is pretty much not behind much of anything. A lot of things.
I looked it up. And
they haven't really done anything, which is crazy that they're just like...
Weird choice.
Yeah, we'll get the guy that did a movie called K-Pop that hasn't come up with Rebel Wilson and a script for Disaster Wedding.
Yeah.
The spec script, though. So the outline that later became a script that was written by other people. But that's who's doing the new Fantastic Four movie in the MCU.
Can't wait to see this piece of shit.
It can't be worse than the other
No,
one.
I'm just kidding. I hope someone does something with it. I really
If
do.
they just use the caveat of what a piece of shit Reed Richards is, I think it'll be all right.
All right.
M. Night Shyamalan, he's back, baby. This is the last one. We're rushing through it. We're getting tight on time, but we got this trailer break in here, so I think we're good.
Oh, okay.
M. Night Shyamalan, he's back, baby. He's back to his old tricks. He's got one coming down the pipe, and it's called This Beach Makes You Young. That's what it's called. Instead of it's a sequel to The Beach That Makes You Old. This Beach Makes You Young Forever.
So it's a Benjamin Button?
No, it's called Knock at the Cabin. It is a home invasion horror film of the apocalypse. Features Dave Bautista, Rupert Grint, Nikki Amuka Bird, and Jonathan Groff. And also Ben Aldridge.
Okay.
So I did check out the trailer to this. Did you catch that by chance? Gotta say, man, it looks way more compelling than anything he's done in several years.
I have no opinion because
Did you watch The Beach That Makes You Old?
I did not.
It's not very good.
Yeah, I don't plan to watch any of his films.
It's not very good. Honestly, we could watch it as a bad movie on It's Just Two Movies.
Right.
Because it does have a lot of laughable features about it. It's fine. I'm like, why did it get made into a movie?
Yeah.
Anyway, my name has been Daniel King.
My name has been and still is Birdman.
It'll keep being. We'll still have those. We'll still have those same names later. That's been the news. Good evening.
Dun, dun.
That's just grossly inappropriate.
Come on, Ed, it's bullcrap!
A saucy line will not get you far with me.
He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy. Stop being such a dick.
No, it's not schizophrenia. It's just a voice in my head.
Your love of the halfling's leap has clearly slowed your mind.
Good speech. Nice and short.
Leaves more time for drinking.
Break out the ale! These men are thirsty!
The Hollywood Thumb is brought to you by It's Just Two Movies and is a production of Blue Cheese and Bacon Studios. Both can be found wherever you get your podcasts.